Now, the Democrats are in a lot of ways the less tolerant party. The least tolerant part is actually the establishment wing of the party that says anyone opposing their anointed leaders is committing heresy. If you try to give constructive criticism to the party to improve it, they drive you from the party while screaming he's not a real Democrat.
Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, according to Tim Pool in today's video, has officially left the left. Cenk Uygur has been noticeably more and more disillusioned with the left in recent months, and now appears to be following in the footsteps of his ride-or-die at TYT, Ana Kasparian. With that, let's watch Tim Pool break down Cenk Uygur's departure as leftist wackos and progressive nutjobs everywhere lose their collective minds.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Cenk Uygur has left the left. Now, he didn't explicitly say that he was leaving the left or quitting the party, but the writing on the wall is clear. Now, Cenk is trying to play defensive. He's saying the Democratic Party is bad, they do bad things, here's what they've become. The response from a lot of people is, Cenk, we know what this means, and we know where you're going. The response from Cenk Uygur, of course, was, I am not abandoning my policy positions because a party is bad, but this is what we all know to be true. You see, I, Tim Pool, a moderate, libertarian-leaning, liberal individual, have not abandoned any of my policy positions. For the most part, they remain the same. I sit here arguing with people from a libertarian perspective on being pro-choice and supporting, to a degree, universal basic health care and taxing the rich. I'm a moderate. I'm not far left on those issues. I am not a libertarian. I do not believe in laissez-faire free market. And I am far right, they say. Now, I'm not far right, of course, but the left says that unless you agree with every single thing, then you are far right. So, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, congratulations. You joined the ranks of Ana Kasparian, Dave Rubin, Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk. The list goes on of disaffected liberals who have said, y'all are crazy, and then left the left. Let me show you the tweet from Cenk Uygur himself. He says, when I became a Democrat, it was the more tolerant party. Republicans were run by religious nut jobs and corporate robots. Now, the Democrats are in a lot of ways the less tolerant party. The least tolerant part is actually the establishment wing of the party that says anyone opposing their anointed leaders is committing heresy. If you try to give constructive criticism to the party to improve it, they drive you from the party while screaming he's not a real Democrat. They hate populists. They have become the corporate robots I couldn't stand. They hate their base. They insult our intelligence by pretending that the donors are not in charge. They think we should be controlled and learn how to follow orders, and they have no idea how elitist they sound. Predictably, their unironic reaction to this post will be heretic.
Well, it's official. Hell has frozen over. While Cenk didn't specifically say that he's leaving the left, this is as critical as I've ever seen him. And I've seen him be increasingly critical over the last 6 months or so, but this is crazy. Let me know in the comments, did you all see this coming? One reason I never saw this coming, if he is in fact leaving the left, just like the same question I have for Ana Kasparian is, where are they going to go? Because I don't think they're willing to negotiate with the right on their policy positions in order for them to be brought into the fold of the right wing, because there's such a large disparity between what the right wing thinks and the Young Turks think. However, doesn't this really indicate something we all know, but how far the left has gone? I mean, they've fallen off the left of the cliff. I mean, there was no more room for the party because they've gone so woke and focused on stuff no one cares about. And all of their policies are extreme in every way. Think about this. The Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, and Kasparian, they consider themselves progressives, which I don't consider left. I consider that far left. So, you know the old saying, I didn't leave the left left me. So if the left, well, I'm saying left a lot, but here it goes again. But if the left, Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian, that's one of the biggest indicators of how insane the left has become. Because there was a time I didn't think you could get any further left than Cenk and Ana. Let's get back to the video.
Cenk, respect. Cenk has this clip that went viral where he was yelling at Professor Alan Lichtman, the guy who predicted Kamala would win, and he said, I debated you on this. Your keys were insane. And I'm like, yes, Cenk, you're right. Here's the issue. We all come through the flames at different times. I, of course, realized what was going on with the Democratic Party the whole time. I laughed when Donald Trump won. I still hold many liberal views, and I tried desperately to save the Democrats from themselves in 2019. I supported Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard, despite their leftist views on the border, for instance. Mostly Yang, but all of them. And, you know, here I am now supporting the Republicans across the board. Cenk is now realizing what many of us found out a long time ago. And okay, respect. We all come through the flames in our own time. Now, I love this response. Rocco Carafano says, we all know where this ends.
Hey, if you like videos like these, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
And Cenk says, no, you actually don't. I've changed none of my policy positions. The right wing has so many positions I disagree with, so I don't know what's going to happen with these two parties that are in flux as we speak, but I'm not sacrificing my policy positions for any party. Elon Musk said, yeah. Charlie Kirk says, I respect the honesty. Been fighting entrenched establishment powers on the right for years. Colin Wright shows the meme that we all experienced. In 2008, we were on the left. Then the left shot so far left, the center is not to the left of us, technically, or they're just super far left. With Cenk Uygur saying, no, I've not changed any of my policy positions, meaningless, neither have I. I've become more pro 2A, that's for sure, but I was never anti-gun in the first place. I was in the middle of the road. I was like, there's some background checks and some regulations, and then someone argued to me, it's a constitutional right. If you want to take that right away, we can take away any constitutional right, so it's got to be amended. I said, good point. The Constitution must be amended, and so long as it's not, you do not get to infringe upon our rights. Agreed. So what are my opinions? I don't know. I think we should have universal basic health care. What does that mean? Yeah, look, someone breaks a bone or gets the flu, we'll give you Tamiflu, we'll set the bone. That's easy stuff. But if you got a deep cancer, like some serious stuff that medical technology can't deal with, nah, sorry. So I think there's got to be a basic level of health care. That's my opinion on it. I think this would be a good thing. But I am skeptical of government programs. I don't think they work very efficiently. So how do we do it? I mean, you could do this through a voucher program. Everybody gets a voucher credit, and then you choose which hospital you go to with a government redeemable voucher. That prevents the bureaucratic mishmash nightmare. I don't know for sure. I also think that
I think it was a class move on Charlie Kirk and Elon Musk's part to respond to Cenk's tweet, because Charlie Kirk for sure, and I'm sure Elon, Cenk has trashed for years and years, and I know Cenk and Charlie have had debates, but I don't think they're real big fans of one another. But what it does signal something, again, that if you're listening to this, you probably know. The right is the tolerant party, the welcoming party of people that have dissenting views. Conservatives are tolerant, but it's not manufactured tolerance like the left. Cenk mentioned it in his tweet. The Democrats' motto is essentially agree with us on every single talking point or you're out. And you're not just out. We will attack you personally, we'll trash you, we'll chastise you. And I'm not saying every individual in the Democrat Party is like that, but the party as a whole has just exhibited that kind of behavior time and time and time again. So while I'm sure Cenk will continue to say outrageous things that I clown on in future videos, I always love to give credit where credit's due. And all he really did in his tweets was tell the truth. Let's get back to the video.
People who make lots of money should face a higher scaling progressive tax, though I'm not a big fan of how the government spends taxes, and a lot of the problems can be solved through reallocating taxes. I do believe that a progressive tax system makes sense because power and revenue itself is also progressive. That is to say, a person who makes $10 million a year has infinitely more power than a person who makes $200,000 a year, yet we tax them all at a comparable rate. I'll put it this way, man. I understand there's a lot of libertarians saying, nah, man, people should keep everything they have. My concern is it is a historical fact that wealth inequality, meaning the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, destabilizes nations. I'm not going to go into great detail on this, and I'm certainly open to debating the idea. But my point is this. Largely, my policy positions have stayed relatively the same, yet they call me right-wing. Cenk, this is you leaving the left in much the same way many of us had. Take a look at this.
Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments. Will Cenk reconcile with the left? Will he even humor the right wing? Or will he be in some sort of political limbo? Let us know. As always, really appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.